Thanks for joining us.
Hi, hello. Now let's just relax and chat and catch up. Because I feel like I don't know much about April's personal life. I'm just kidding.
We haven't figured each other out yet.
I don't know who she is.
I don't know.
Like, I didn't just see her like 2 days ago.
I know.
Wait, did I see you yesterday?
What's yesterday? Wednesday?
Yeah, I don't think I did. Wait, no, did I?
No, that was like a quick in and out situation. I just grabbed I dropped off Gio and then...
You got my kid.
Oh my gosh, yes, I even had your kid. No, I did see you yesterday.
Was I yesterday?
When you picked up Thaddeus? Yes. No, it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you see?
Dude, like, what?
We don't even know what day it is.
What is it? I'm just kidding. Yeah.
And anyways.
So what's new with you?
I don't know. Not really much. Trying to learn all this social media stuff. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Like, you would think I would know a lot more, you know, being in like that era that like kind of grew up with like social media, but I never really.
There's just so much to it.
Yeah, I kind of like never took it serious.
Exactly.
Because I never really had like anything to like promote,
to intrigue you,
yeah,
to get
or, like,
into deeper depths.
like talk about it. It was more so just like for fun, for
Mhm.
shit. Like, I would just like probably joke a lot.
Right.
Like, I think on my Twitter, which I hope nobody finds my Twitter. If you have me, you have me. But I think you wouldn't know that I talk a lot of shit on my Twitter.
That's funny.
Just for fun.
You still do?
I don't know. I don't think I haven't tweeted in a while. I don't really remember. It's been a while since, like, you know, I used to tweet like just stupid shit. Like, I was never even serious. It was just like me, like literally like making up stories
Being
and
yourself.
talking. Yeah.
That's cool.
Just like
Sometimes I get those reflections off of Facebook, like the memories.
Oh
and
my
they're
gosh.
so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, my letters will be like big and then small and then big
Oh
and then
my
small. And I was
God,
like, that took so much effort, first of all.
Why?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then second of all, like, I would talk like, what up? What's up with the down? And like the April or I don't know what
April.
the hell.
Oh my God.
I delete them.
Dude,
That's how
I
bad
did
they
too.
are. I'm just
I
like,
did too.
that's not a memory. Bye.
No, it was embarrassing. Like, how we would literally change up our font and everything like that. Like,
Yes.
the way you would write. Yeah. Did you ever keep notes from
I wanted to.
You
I
never
wanted
did?
to because I had a ton. I had a box. But then one day we moved and Trino threw them all away. I know.
Hater.
I know.
Dude, I actually just went through mine the other day.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm
Dude,
jealous.
Dude, it was so embarrassing. Like, just like seeing the way everybody, like, you know, even when you're handwriting, you just went out of your way to like be like so like out there with it.
Or perfect at
Yeah.
that. Like, I used to use like a mirror, like a line, like a ruler, to make my words so perfect. Did you ever do that?
No.
Yeah, weirdo. Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah. I have like a lot of, you know, notes from everybody. Like, you probably wouldn't even know that I would have it, but yeah.
Of what? Like, just with your conversations?
Yeah, like, you know when you like pass notes in class?
Uh-huh.
Stupid stuff like that. And then there was one that my sister Eliza had written for me when I went to go like visit, I think like in Texas or something.
Right.
Eliza had written me a note when I had left to Texas, and it was like, I am so sad you left. I wanted Naomi to go, not you. Why did you leave me? Type stuff. And I pulled it. I was like, remember? I was like, you loved me.
You still love me.
She still loves
That's
me.
so sweet.
Yeah.
That is how it used to be. We used to write each other letters.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to like leave one day and not see each other for a weekend or whatever during those times, it was like, I love you.
Yeah.
You mean the world to me.
A little note. I have like stupid notes too. Like, there's this one, I put like, you know, Texas Longhorns are #1, and then I don't even know when Ivan did it, but I literally found like my cousin Ivan had written in my thing, and he was like, Razorbacks are #1, Texans are #2. Ivan is super cool, like stupid shit. That's like hilarious. that. And then like look, like years late, literally years later. Here
Did you ever have them folded?
Yes.
Were they still folded?
Some were, but I'm like so organizable, like where I have them like categorized. So like I like unfolded them and I categorized it from like
first grade, second grade.
That they're like by years, and then like even then it's like by people. So it's like my best friend, and then it's like another girl, and then it's like another girl.
Is
like
there that many?
I have a lot. I had like literally my binder was like that full.
That's how mine used to be.
Like that full of just like letters, like even like on my birthday cards. Oh my god, I sound like a hoarder. Like I wonder if there's anybody else like that, but yeah, I cannot get rid of them.
No,
I even have one from your brother.
They mean something to you. Do not get rid of them.
Right.
I am telling you right now. somebody got rid of mine.
And it's like memories.
Well, it's like past, like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't
Yeah.
need them. But little did I know when I got older, like,
It's
reflecting on it, I was like,
nostalgic.
why?
Like, that's like a part of your life that's like so innocent. Like, you really, like, you know, before cell phones and everything like that. Yeah.
And then I kind of do, like, just remember the whole idea of, like, having journals. Like, remember when I said, and well, not really diaries, they're more journals.
Yeah.
And all of my cassette tapes. I don't know if you did cassette tapes.
I did some with Isabel. I don't know if she remembers
That may be like an old vibe thing.
Yeah.
It's not even the age, I think. It's just what you vibed with.
Yeah.
And I loved cassette tapes.
Oh my god, no. I used to when like MP3s were a thing, you know, like some MP3s you can record. So I used to like record the radio like all night. And then I would like go to school the next day and I would like listen to like the radio that was like playing, because they played all the cool songs at night on the radio.
Always.
So then I would like literally just leave it there, wake up the next morning, like finish recording and like let's go. Honestly,
that's so funny.
I might expose myself, but I have a few recorded conversations between friends on phones.
For what? Were you always needing like leverage?
Evidence.
Oh my goodness.
So I have some phone conversations out there. We were ever on the phone, just like, you may or may have not been recorded.
You are crazy. Just like, I got it.
And I still have it to this day.
You know who you are.
Yeah, I have a lot, and it's
No, I never did anything like that. But I like it. I like the honesty. She's raw.
Very. So might expose me one day. I'm just kidding. No,
me? You got nothing
no,
to me.
not on you. Like,
I always do that with you because you're always like.
Yeah.
No, my cassette tapes are always recordings of the songs that would come out on the radio.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would like play it, and then like wait, and then press stop.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it would stop.
Literally, that's the song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you'd have to rewind it to make sure you weren't going to overlap songs. Mm-hmm. It was really something I enjoyed because I saw my mom. She had all her memories, and I saw that she had all these cassette tapes, and it was all of her favorite music, and she told me about it. And we had those back in the day where we were able to do that.
Yeah.
You remember? I don't know if you... It's because I know we're only 5 years apart.
We're so different.
But yet I do feel like it was a different generation.
No, it still is. I mean, it is in a way.
Okay.
It is.
So I'm not like over.
But go on.
Okay. So we had these like little CD players.
Uh-huh.
It was like CD on the top, cassette on the bottom.
Yeah.
And what else was it? Is that it?
Yeah,
it just seemed like it was so freaking big.
Because like the big like radio players, right? We had like the two speakers on the side, and the CD was on top, and then it was like the cassette. Yeah. I
feel like it's missing something.
They had like all the letters on the top and the middle, or not the letters, all like the press, play, record, stop, action.
And you could load like 5 discs at the same time. Yeah, I used to get down in my bedroom and just jam
Bump it.
Make my own like CDs, make my own cassette tapes. And it was just my music. That was my playlist back then. Maybe that's why I don't have one, because it's boring to me. Just go pick the song and save. That's boring. I need some more action.
Oh my god, no. I think one of my favorite memories with that, it's not really like cassette, it was actually CD players.
Yeah,
and,
the ones you could put on your hip. You never did that?
I didn't try to do that. I just carried it with me. No, but
they had little clips.
They did?
Some of them, I guess. I don't know.
No, I don't think I had one to clip. Mine was just like round circle.
That's why I said maybe you fit it in your pocket. Sometimes I think I tried to fit them in my pocket.
Big ass pocket.
I know. That's what I'm thinking.
No, my dad. This was like a long time. Well, not even long. It's like really not that long ago. This was like in like 2012. He burned a bunch of CDs of Mac Miller.
Yeah.
Like I think I had like 4 or 5 different CDs of all of his music that he came out with, like, just like the past couple years.
Right.
And I would listen to the fuck out of those.
Just a couple years ago?
2012. So like whenever like Mac Miller was like starting to become, like up there.
So
out
people
there.
were still burning CDs then?
Yeah.
In 2012? Whoa.
Because I want to say, I was like in the 4th, 5th grade.
2012. I don't even know.
That's like 2009, 2008, I want to say. And that's when I think they first came out with those iPods. Like the very stick ones. You remember like those white stick iPods?
Uh-huh.
The very, very, very first ones.
Mm-hmm.
I had that one. And then I had the iPod Nano, which I still have to this day because I love listening to that.
I think that stuff started coming out when you guys were kids.
Yeah.
And Trino had one, but I wasn't really like into them.
Why?
Because I like CDs. And I would play
school.
the CDs in my car. And
Yeah.
I would have like a whole CD case.
I still have CDs actually. I think
cool.
I even like bought some like not that long ago, and I have like Aaliyah, Selena, and Bob Marley. I have Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd. It's like you know, like all like the nostalgic ones that you possibly could have.
That's awesome because you had your whole iPod was you. It signified you.
Yeah,
it's like who you were.
Are like, why were you listening to this at your age? Like, whoa, this should not be on your. Yeah.
I had a couple of them, but the only one I could remember was the one I stole from Trino. In like his playlist, I memorized every single song.
Give me 3 songs.
Okay. So it's like, do you yeah, that's actually our song. And then because it reminded me of the iPod, I learned the whole Biggie song off of his iPod. Yeah, the one Juicy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I know it was because of his iPod. And for some reason he had the Temptations in there.
Oh my girl, no.
When the night has come,
yeah, Stand By Me, right?
The land is dark. Yeah, that one. So that's 3. Yeah,
good job.
I know it was a lot of them. There is a couple rap songs.
Yeah,
like I kind of memorized, but it's like it was just like the thing where I was first dating him, and I was like, oh, it reminds me of him.
Yes.
He used to write me letters too, even though we went to a different school.
Did you not keep those?
I guess he was just kind of like, you don't need any of these. He just threw them away because he helped my family move out of the house that we were living in. And he's like, hey, I found all these journals. And I think my journals kind of like...
the dark.
Yeah.
I hate my life. You're ugly. You're fat.
It had to have been that.
Yeah.
It kind of shifted him. And he felt sad for me, I think. So he was just like, I'm going to throw everything away. You don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
But no, it's not okay.
I still kept all my journals like that.
Yeah, I would have kept them too if I didn't have a boyfriend.
Like April was talking about like we should start like making like poem raps or something like that, like little like making music and stuff. And I was like, okay, let me look at through my old journals and see what I can like find.
Did you?
I did.
Is it good?
It was sad. It was like,
yeah.
I'm not even gonna like say any of it, but yeah, it was like dark and just like lonely. And
I'm
like,
so curious.
Yeah,
I'm so curious.
I bet. And I was like, should I keep this? Should I not keep this? I'm like, but this is like who I was. So I'm like, okay, like I can look back at this and like, this is like the position I was in, like,
and your mindset.
Yeah,
and it's good to know who you are
and how far I've grown. Because like reading it, like I don't feel the same way, obviously.
Just like you when you're wording things with big letters and small capital letters, and, lowercase.
That was embarrassing.
You grew from that.
Yeah, I did. Or like, did you ever like on Facebook you put your status as like your status and you put like your mood?
I don't remember that one too much. It was like sad.
No, it'd be like, so it's like I had fun, blah blah blah, we went to this blah blah blah, and then it's like mood happy, chilling.
I kind of like remember it, but not that extent,
because I think we were trying to like do like the MySpace thing,
right?
And then like trying to like take it to like Facebook. Yes. It was like that
They're
era,
trying to switch that up before they got taken over.
Honestly, I miss MySpace.
I do too. Like, what happened?
I've like been trying to go look at my old profile because some of those pictures were fire.
Do you? Okay, so when was the last time that you did?
Ooh, like when I first made my Facebook, so I want to say like 2012, 2011. Maybe.
I haven't checked in years. Like I can't really recall.
And then
maybe in my like early 20s.
And I was so stupid because I might expose myself, but maybe not. My password, when you press like Alt and you like pick like a number and it becomes a symbol. That was my password. Like it was like integrated with that.
How do you remember that?
Oh, I remember my email and everything. And I remember my password too.
Okay,
so.
I think I remember my email because it's the same one that I still have linked up. Not gonna lie.
What?
I know I don't know the password to it. So
okay.
It kind of sucks. But besides the fact that I don't know the password though, like I cannot even maybe it had to do something with Trino because I was obsessed with him.
Mine, it had to do with like my like 4th, 5th grade boyfriend.
Right. Usually that's how we were. Yeah. It was always our boyfriend's passwords at the time or whoever.
Yeah.
And then adding the year of like you guys meeting or your freaking
Yeah. So I tried doing that again, but I don't know if I was doing it right, and it was like account not found.
So you were in 4th grade making a MySpace?
My aunt made it for me. My aunt made it for me.
Is that 10?
Yeah, I was like 10, 11.
Because my son's going to go to 4th grade.
Yeah, I was like 10, 11 around there. Yeah. I was young.
How
My mom
was
did not know
I?
about this, but maybe she I think she found out like later on.
Okay, so you probably created one around the same time I did.
Yeah.
But it didn't come out until I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're like, yeah, we were like 15 around there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
And
that.
I liked it. Dude, my like usernames were so dumb, and I'm pretty sure everybody can relate because it was like that era, but it was like baby girl Natalie, like
Everybody was baby
yeah,
girl.
like princess or like la princesa or something like that, and like all like those like emojis or like
Yes,
asterisks and stuff like that.
because
Yeah,
it was an emoji.
yeah, all those asterisks, and it was just so dumb. And then
I loved how we could set up our own profile.
I loved when you played music entering my profile.
Yes, it was like you.
Right, it's like boom, boom, boom. Mine was either like SPM or Kid Cudi.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like those were the only ones that really come to my head. I get that time.
Girl, I can't remember.
No, I remember.
I
I remember.
can't. I mean, the only thing I could tell you that it had to be badass because I always felt like I was such a badass for some reason. Like in that way, and then the little mouse, like a fairy.
Yes.
Because every time you would move it, it'd be like
So
clicky,
different.
Fairy.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
It was good, and then you got to choose the people you wanted up on top of your board.
Oh. Ooh, yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
Or like the comments people would leave on your page and stuff.
Mhm. Like, I love you so much.
Like those little like gifs
You're
or
so-
like no, what kind of like photo comments or something like
yeah,
gifs
those
or
ugly things. These people still
so
use those.
sparkly and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I still use those.
Are you people again?
I
You're always
like,
people.
I like those.
She's always people.
I can relate. Okay, I'm relatable. I do it all.
That's awesome. Oh, what a reminiscing moment. Sorry, y'all. We got distracted.
We did,
Per
honestly.
usual.
It was pretty fun. That's why I like Tumblr. Did you ever have a Tumblr phase?
No.
You never used Tumblr?
No.
Oh.
I haven't used as much social media as I have these days. I don't know what Tumblr is.
What? wait.
Remind me.
So pretty much it was
She's
kind
making fun of me.
No, I'm not trying to. So pretty much it was kind of like, to me, in a way, like MySpace but different.
It's in everything? Like MySpace, but different?
Because you can make your own profile, you can like customize your profile and everything like that. I don't think you can do that with Facebook.
No, okay, no.
So pretty much you like make your own little like page, and you know, people click on it, and it's a bunch of reposts. You can make statuses, you can make gifs, post pictures and stuff like that. It's just like,
And so is it still a thing?
I mean, I haven't really used mine in like the past couple of years. It's changed, I think, because like they like, I don't know, they changed some setting to it where it was like not so much explicit content, but there was still porn on there and shit. So
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah, it was like, I mean, I kind of,
So it was like that.
yeah.
No, I don't know Tumblr.
I think I posted a couple stuff that I probably shouldn't have, but I mean, you probably will never find it.
I was about to say, go find her on
I
Tumblr.
don't think you could. You? I don't think you could. I hope not.
So it was more of like your generation.
Yeah, I like used it like kind of like
Because
religiously.
I think there was another one too.
Yeah.
Like a dance one.
Oh, the Musically.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that
Don't
was
lie.
no.
Don't you lie.
I thought that was so weird to like see people like just like do dances like that. I'm like, why the fuck are they doing this? And then
TikTok surface.
Yeah,
and you're
TikTok
like, Now
surface.
it's cool.
no, and then my sisters are like, do this dance with me. So I'm like learning dances with my sisters.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think the perspective on understanding TikTok is it's not about what you can dance like or how you can dance it and make it cooler than everybody else. It's just like the fun.
It really is.
You taking a video and recording yourself and doing all those remakes and stuff like that.
Like the little skits that they
Yeah,
have,
I
little
don't
like
think-
trends that they come out with or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, and then people are always saying like, "Oh, you're too old to be doing that." Like to older people that do it, even like my age, even then. And I don't feel that there's like ever an age
Hell
to
no.
stop that, because honestly, you can probably ask that person, "How did that make you feel that you just did that video?"
Pretty
they would probably
fucking cool.
yeah.
Like, no, okay. Don't judge me.
Were you people?
No. Yeah. There's this lady that comes up on my For You page, and I hope she comes up on others because I cannot be the only one. So she's an older woman, and she like goes and she always, you know, puts her plate in front of her, and she like has like, you know, food, and she eats with her hands. And she'll be like, she'll pick it up and she'll be like, pepper, onion. Just like, you know, like naming everything. She'd be like,
Yeah, and she's actually eating it.
yeah, no, she is. And she's like rice and chicken, and she like go and she'll mix it up and she'll put it in her mouth, like, you know, like how they eat. I think it's like Middle Eastern. I don't know. Forgive me if I'm not saying it right or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked her videos like a lot, and she gets a lot of support too, because she like won't
She
post.
can handle the veggies like that.
Yeah,
Like
raw.
without breaking.
Yeah,
Like drinking something.
like raw.
Oh my gosh. And people are into it.
They are. They're like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in a while. I love you. Hope you're doing well. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that to her?
No, I don't comment. I think I only commented like a couple times on a certain videos, and yeah.
What?
There was like this one video where it's like, I think it's like a psychology post, or like, I don't know, like it's like, I don't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, shut up, you're being too loud.
You said
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, you're hitting home. I don't know what it was. It was like, yeah, I'll probably send it to you. And I was like, shut up.
You related.
Yeah, I
but
did.
you didn't know how to react.
Yeah,
So
I was
you were like,
because
bro.
they were like kind of like calling you out at the same time.
Yes.
And I was like, don't do that. I was like, why is this coming up on my For You page?
I know.
Stop. Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's innocent. I mean, I'm sure they understood it the other way.
Yeah. Did you not comment? Have you not commented on stuff?
I don't. I know. But only because, I mean, I really don't know why I don't.
Do you want to?
I do like stuff.
Yeah.
Comment? No, I don't think I want to, just because I don't really like to be a conversation starter like that.
Do you look at comments?
Sometimes, yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. If it's something that's really intrigued me,
Yeah.
and I want to know, like,
What people say.
are people thinking the same thing as me?
Yeah.
And okay, that's why.
Okay.
That's why I don't comment, because then I go to the comments and I look to see who's relatable.
And they're like nothing
And
what you're thinking.
No, they're relating to what I'm saying, so
Okay.
it's like, oh, they already commented for me.
Oh, okay.
Type of thing.
Do you like them?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
like some comments.
I do. If it's that on point,
Yeah.
I'll be like, yes,
When it's funny.
yes. And I tend to like a lot of people's comments that bounce back, like clap back at people.
Ooh, yeah.
Like so here's the thing.
Yes.
There are certain posts that can aggravate you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And get a reaction out of you. I tend to search those kinds of posts. I know it's weird.
Why?
I don't know, because it's kind of like in the research end. Like if I'm looking into something and I want to know a little bit more, and then I see like a racist remark, I get like into a tunnel of like reading every single comment, and it's just feeding like anger towards me, and I'm like, why am I reading these things? And that's when I want to comment.
Okay.
And I've done it before where like I've made my whole comment out, like typed it, and then I deleted it. Yeah, because I was like, it's just not gonna, it's not gonna get anywhere over a message fight.
You know, don't fight evil with evil.
Yes. So I mean, I've done it before. Like one of my cousins posted something and someone had a really nasty remark, so I had to respond. Yeah.
How rude.
I know, but it's cool. It was a good discussion. And maybe it's that I like to discuss things, but people are not going to give me the same discussion back.
It's like standing up, you know, like.
Yeah, but in a better way. Like, let's not be so ugly. Like all those, like, if you go on the news and you read the comments that are here from like NWA, dude, there's some really mean people. Like if you were to, I shit you not, we're back. Sorry, we got a little sidetracked.
Yeah.
But here we are. So our main topic, we obviously did have one.
Yes, is postpartum.
Yes.
Depression.
Postpartum and
Psychosis. Yeah.
So we wanted to just kind of touch up on that topic, considering there are women that still suffer through both of those things.
For example, Lindsay Clancy.
I mean, Natalie surfaced that.
Yeah, which I'm surprised April didn't hear about her, because I felt like she was like talked about a lot. But
right,
I mean, probably because I was like a new mom, she came up. But this is like recent. This is like in like January, like the endings of January that this happened, you know. And I really haven't kept up with it like fully, but the whole like events that happened, that took place, like, she was a woman that was crying out for help.
Right.
And that's something we do want to say for sure, is like get help.
Yeah, advocate it in some way and just kind of say, like, these are the first symptoms that you may feel. And if you do, like, don't be afraid to speak out.
And it doesn't make you a bad mom either.
Not at all.
Like, your body's changed, your emotions have changed, your hormones have changed. And there's some women who don't experience it as deeply, and there's some women who like just like brush it, and then there's some women who like go into it to like an extent where they feel like they can never recover, but you can recover if you like, you know, seek the help that you need and take like the precautions and follow your physician's help and all that and take it from there.
Right. And so we did want to run by again that we are not professionals.
Yes.
We are just speaking off of our own research.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a perspective from maybe stories that we've heard. And we're just touching this base just because we were actually asked to.
Yeah. And I feel like something that's not really talked about a lot either. And like as moms, we feel like we're looked down upon because, oh, why are you feeling this way? Like you have a baby, you know, you're supposed to be doing this. And it's, you know, if you're not a mom, I don't think you would understand.
Right. I mean, it's postpartum for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, jumping into that subject, postpartum depression
is real.
So deadly. Postpartum depression. Natalie, did you experience it?
I want to say to a certain extent.
Okay.
I did.
And it is different for everybody.
Yeah. And it was more so because I was already living in the hospital for quite some time. I say living because I was there. And then I lived there for 30 days after Thaddeus was born, being in the NICU. And I am grateful it was only 30 days and, you know, not anymore because I probably would have really lost my shit. But I wouldn't go home. I would literally sleep in the hospital with my son because I did not feel right to leave him. And that takes a toll on yourself because you don't have the privacy that you used to. You know, if you've been in a hospital, like NICU room, I mean, all of them are different. Some of them don't even offer private rooms.
How much time a day did you get to hold him?
In the beginning, it was only limited to maybe like an hour.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
For how long? Like a week or two?
I think it was like a week or two because he was still in the incubator. I think it was actually 3 weeks because he was still in the incubator. And then I think like the third week, they kind of like progressed it to like 2 hours around there.
So an hour a day for 3 weeks.
Yeah. And then I think it was like that would happen twice a day for 3 weeks. And then
twice a day.
I would take turns. So like I would hold him for like an hour, put him back, and then Chubbs would be able to hold him. And that was really how it went. And then of course we would like take turns doing like the changings and all that and the baths, but it's not the same, you know. You're doing it in an incubator, doing everything like that. And then he went into an open crib, and that's whenever things got to go like a little bit more freely, so we were really able to hold him like as we pleased, but we still had to keep in mind like to be careful because he was still connected, you know, to like the wires and like the feeding tube. So it was like with precaution. It wasn't really like caressing him as we should, and we couldn't lay with him on the bed. It had to be like only on that little recliner chair, so we would take turns on that. And I mean, it did become like progressive, so I think it was like 4 hours, but still like he had to have his time in the open crib. And once we got home, it's so like you think like, oh, you're home now, everything's gonna be like great, and it's really not. It's something that you and your partner have to adjust to, and I don't think we adjusted well the first couple of days. And it was kind of hard. And like,
can I recap real quick?
Yeah.
After he was born, did you immediately get to hold him?
No.
When did you get to hold him?
The next day. So I had an emergency C-section, and I saw him for maybe a minute, I want to say. And I didn't really get to hold him. You know, like when like some moms are like, oh, like they hold them like all naked and stuff.
Keep them chest to chest.
Yeah.
Skin to skin.
Yeah, the skin to skin.
Chest to chest.
And he was all wrapped up already, and they immediately sent him up. And Chubbs was the one that actually got to go. It took him a couple hours to be able to go, but he was still able to go and see him, and it was still the incubator. He like took pictures, and I made him take my phone because I was like, you need to take pictures. I need to see him. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
I was so out of
terrifying.
it. Yeah, I couldn't walk. I mean, if you had a C-section, you know, like you cannot walk, I think, for like a while after. And even then, like once you start walking, you need to have your nurse walk with you because you're still like so numb. And then I think the next day I finally got to go see him, and it was at certain times that I was able to go. So it wasn't like whenever I wanted to, really. And since I was breastfeeding, I was like pumping milk, so I was only really able to like go to like drop off the milk because obviously I needed to do that. And then I would just like peek through, I would see him, and I'm like, okay, like this is all I get, all right, let me go back down. And then I think like 3 days after that is whenever we were able to like, no, not even 3 days, it was like a week or two after that, were able to like go up there because we had a room downstairs, and then finally they gave us a private room upstairs, so we were able to like to be in there with him, like in the room. He was in the room with us.
That's good.
Yeah.
But that must have been very like challenging.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Because they do say like right away, they wouldn't be saying this if it wasn't like an actual thing, is the skin to skin. The skin to skin is very important because your child is knowing who you are and feeling you and your heartbeat and everything, and recognizing it even then because he was in your womb.
Yeah.
But the thought of like you being sick your whole pregnancy, kind of holding that little bit of anger, and then all of a sudden you have a baby.
Yeah, because I had him at 33 weeks.
Then they take him away.
Yeah.
And you get limited to seeing your child.
Yeah.
Then you go home.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right, here you go.
Yeah. I'm like, wait.
So how did that impact you?
He was so tiny. I think you remember how tiny he was when he got home. So I was really scared.
So tiny.
To like do a lot of stuff with him. Like even the preemie clothes didn't even fit him. Like he was so tiny.
It just almost felt like, no, why are they letting me take him home?
Yeah,
he's so little.
I'm like, are you sure he's okay? But like he was. But
yeah, he was.
It's like it's crazy how resilient they really are. And I just like saw him growing, and I'm like I couldn't let him like just like lay down. Like I really felt like I had to have him in my arms the entire time, mainly because I guess I didn't really experience that in the beginning.
Right.
So like to be able to have him in my arms, no like wires or like nurses telling me like what to do, I'm like, this is like just it. And that's why he's so accustomed to it. But the main thing that was scary for me is that I felt like I just didn't know to do a lot of stuff. Even though it was instinct, even though I was doing it and I was really doing it just fine, I was my biggest critique. And I just like felt like shit, if I like missed something, or if I just did it, like, you know, if I heard him cry, I'm like, why is he crying? And then there was a couple times where he couldn't latch, and it would stress me out, and I would cry because I'm like, why won't you just like latch onto me, like feed off of me, like this is what you can eat.
So little.
Yes. And it was a problem. And I think like,
but they were saying you need to do this.
Yeah.
So then you get sent home, and he's used to eating out of the bottle, right?
No, the tube. He wasn't eating out of. I think like the last day, finally got his feeding tube removed.
Oh wow.
So
then they sent him home for food.
With me.
Yeah.
Because he was latching on in the hospital, and he would kind of like drink some.
Okay.
But it wasn't like
to his benefit, or to where you think he was probably getting enough.
It was more so just like practice.
And
that's what it was.
It does feel that way at times.
Yeah.
You know, like, are they getting full?
Yeah.
Are they even getting anything?
Yeah.
Some way, somehow.
They are.
Yeah.
You don't really feel it.
And it may not be a lot, but it's that golden stuff.
I really saw the difference when I first like pumped and all that, like the milk, like how it was
the color.
Cool. Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
So then, fast forwarding a little bit, let's get to the point where he came home, and what was the first week like?
Emotional. And didn't have a lot of like self-control, so like words were being said that probably shouldn't have been said. Things were being done that really shouldn't have been done. And I'm not gonna lie, there was like a really big fight within like the first 2-3 days that he was home, between me and my partner.
Dad. Did you think about the depression or the postpartum after the fact of everything, or did you reflect on it while you were in it?
I am the type of person that likes to believe that I'm not. So I chose to ignore it, and I didn't really like realize that's really what it was. So like,
and then again, it's not spoken about.
It's not.
So what are you looking out for?
Exactly. And
you just thought you were sad because you were at the hospital.
Felt like a bad mom.
Right.
Felt like I was like, I'm not doing this right. Like
what am I doing?
Why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? And then it's like, you know, you have like the people that say like, you should be grateful, like you have your son there, like, just totally disregarding like my emotions. And then I myself was disregarding my emotions, and I didn't really like take it serious. So I would like fake it, like fake it till you make it, and I mean it helped to a certain point, but I didn't really see how damaging it was until then like the body image started coming into play.
Oh, that affected you more?
Yeah. And it was more so because I couldn't fit into like the clothes that I was wearing before, which
Right. But you did when you had him.
Yeah.
It was like after.
Because I was really, I mean, I lost a lot of weight. I never gained weight when I was pregnant. I lost a lot of weight. So like the clothes that were fitting me weren't fitting me. They were fitting me big. And then all of a sudden I started filling them up, and then all of a sudden like they just weren't fitting.
So would you say that your depression was almost going into the eating habits?
Yeah.
Because I mean, now recognizing, I remember you mentioning how you would just like scarf your food down.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you were doing that because you were just like that was your numbing.
Yeah. And breastfeeding, not to take away from it, because it really is a beautiful thing, but you really don't have a life when you're breastfeeding. And you know, if you
tell me about it.
It's like if you can do both, you know, if you're able to like exclusively pump, like I guess you see the difference. But other than that, it's like I felt like I had to feed my child constantly because he was so small.
Yeah. And you wanted to.
Yeah.
You were just like, come on, little guy. I want to build you up. I want to make you big and strong.
And I saw the difference it made because like within a month, he like grew quickly. I was like, oh my God, yes. So I wanted to continue that. But I felt like I wasn't able to go out. I wasn't able to do certain things. And even when I was going out, like I wasn't able to go out by myself because I still had to like, you know, pump at the same time. And it was, you know, kind of like stressful. Like thank God for the mom cozies.
Yeah.
I like really do swear by the mom cozies because I was pumping while I was in restaurants sometimes. Like,
that was new because they did not have that shit whenever I was pumping.
Yeah. And then I was able, like, I would hang out with friends and I was pumping and I was like saving my milk and I was like, you know, like doing all the stuff that I could, but it's like, it didn't feel like it was my body. Like I was doing this. I mean, I'm doing it for him, which is important, but it gets like,
felt like you were the machine.
Yeah. And to me, like, I felt like I lost my identity in a way. And then not being able to fit into clothes. And then, you know, I was able to sleep a lot. I can't lie. You know, I was in bed a lot. But being in bed a lot and eating a lot isn't good for your health, especially after having a baby, because your body changes.
Right.
And my weight just, like, got on quickly.
And it's not like you're getting any exercise because you're being told to stay indoors.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, like, your child is little. You don't want to go expose him to anything else. And the only thing that's safe is being in your bubble.
Literally. And then whenever I would go out, it's like I was met by guilt.
Right.
And like halfway through it, I'm like, why am I doing this? And I'd be like constantly worried. I'd be like checking up on my son. I'm like, you know, like, do you need me? Like, you know, for the first couple months, I did produce a lot to the point where he had milk. So I wasn't worried about it. But then after that, it's like my milk supply wasn't the same.
Right.
My supply went out. I wasn't really like producing it. Like as I was producing enough, but just enough where he was able to eat off of me 24/7.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to pump extra for him. And that's crazy. Whenever things really changed, and it was like during the winter, and it's just,
and it's always the winter that's the hardest.
Oh yeah.
The hardest, because you just really cannot do anything.
And it's like sad that we have like the body images like as a negative thing towards us, and we don't see it as beautiful. You know, like our stomachs, our bodies like really like made a whole freaking human being.
Right.
And it changed, and it's like, yeah, you have your partner telling you like, oh my God, you're beautiful, like embrace it, like that scar, you know, is like what made your son. And it's like, I see your point, but I don't feel it.
Right. And maybe that's because we are so used to seeing
the
perfect,
mom.
yes, the perfect bods.
Yeah.
The people that we notice the most are the ones that just jump back.
I know.
And it's like, oh, I wish I could have been that way.
Yeah.
But in reality, like, you are still beautiful.
Yeah.
Even though we're not seeing stretch marks, cellulite, you know, any of our scars at any point of our life. But it's mainly because we feel this way about it. It's like the people that are not exposing themselves are because they're so insecure about it.
Yeah. I mean, like the first couple of months, I was proud of my body. I was like, I love my body. Like, weirdly, like, I thought
you looked really good. You were at the lake.
Yeah. And
I
then
remember.
After that, it was just like, boom. I like the weight just doubled, and I like would cry every time I would put on clothes. And I'm like, I cannot go out like this. Like, why? Like, nothing fits me. I think I purged a lot of my stuff. I was like, I'm getting rid of this. Like, this doesn't even like make any sense. And then there were some items I kept, and I was like, I'm gonna fit into this sooner or later.
Right. It's just one of those
Yeah.
the goal items.
And
is
I
what it
realized I
is.
just really wasn't. Like your hips widen, and that's something like I think I already had like big legs and like, you know, like a kind of like a wider bottom area, and then it just like widened 10 times more, and I was like, damn,
whoa, where did these come from?
Yeah, I'm like, what do I do? And like all my size jeans that I thought was big at my age before the mom bod is nothing compared to the size I am now.
No, but I mean, okay, so when did you reflect that you had postpartum depression?
Probably a couple months ago, I want to say. I think I really like didn't realize it until December.
No way. What got you to realize that?
The way I was seeing myself.
Oh.
Yeah, my insecurities, and it made me a very hateful person, I would say, because I would like backlash a lot. I would like backtalk a lot, and I would like make little comments that I really shouldn't have made. And then it like really made me realize, I'm like, okay, why am I being ugly? And it's because I see myself as ugly, so I'm gonna say ugly things. And it just like really wasn't healthy for myself. And I think like I would see pictures of myself, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's what I freaking look like right now. Like what? Like,
yeah,
that's not me. Like that's not me, and I didn't feel like me until like recently. Like I think, you know, like the new year, new me shit, I really took that serious.
Right.
And I've noticed a change now, like my views and how I talk and how like I want to continue with my life. And maybe I should have sought help, and I really didn't. But I mean, you
yourself didn't acknowledge from it as well.
Yeah.
Which is something that's very serious, because one of the first symptoms is what?
Guilt, tiredness, crying, self-harm.
Yeah.
What else? I can't connect with like your baby or your friends or your family. Like that's just the depression side of it. And you know what's crazy is like a lot of it has to do with like your mental like history and your mental health history and like all that, but you can even like experience this with no mental illness history whatsoever. Like you don't have to have a mental illness before
Is it genetics?
Yes.
So I picked up off of that one mainly. So therefore I think that's something that we probably should discuss with our mothers. Like, did you ever feel this way? Was there ever a point that, you know, you felt this way? And I mean, if you guys know somebody that just had a baby, just check on them. Yeah. Spend some time with them and reflect. Like, are they being themselves? And sometimes people can pretend, but be that person that says something.
Don't ignore the signs.
Or if maybe they're denying it and you still feel it in your gut, like, spend time with them then. Yeah. Just go take her something to eat, hang out, watch a movie, do what you can to take off some of that pressure and make that person feel okay. Because
you're like, you really won't realize how much help, and maybe they won't go not.
What? A Google Gaga?
You probably won't realize how much help that would be to that person, and the mentality that they will probably have afterwards will just be full of serotonin, and we'll keep it that way.
Yeah, so really quick, I was reflecting on this for a second.
What?
Oh shit, it went away.
What the fuck? She does this a lot, guys. Yes, what a lot. Fuck? And then sometimes, like, if she doesn't say it out loud, then I do not know what she's thinking. Yeah. I'm usually able to like pick it up.
Right. Okay, really quick, I just wanted to add this. I listened to something this morning, and it was in a perspective of understanding happiness. Again, April.
happy.
And it's not that I'm happy all the time, because I mean, just 2 days ago I was crying. I'm just kidding.
Just earlier.
Just earlier it was. Anyway, so basically what I'm trying to say is that somebody's whole mindset can shift. So this lady was putting into her perspective that she didn't want to go to a party. She didn't want to attend this gathering. She was just like, no, I don't want to. She was being grumpy about it, and she just didn't feel it. Okay. But she ended up still going. And it was because somebody was like, no, you'll enjoy yourself. Like, you'll change your mind when we get there. So on and so forth. So then they arrive, and she's like, instantly within 5 seconds of seeing my friends, their smiles, the way that they embraced me, and the way that I felt with our conversations, eating together, it was as if I just had forgotten everything else. All my stress built up, all of my thoughts, everything had just gone away, because you surround yourself with the people that bring you joy and happiness. Amen. And some people may not have that, but you can build that.
Yes,
there is a possibility. You don't have to be the person that's like, hey, come hang out with me. Hey, you want to be friends? No, let it just, flow.
Naturally.
And I think what people like click onto mostly when being friends is support, listening.
Yeah.
A person just wants to be heard. And if you are not making them laugh or listening to them or being there for them when they need them, then reflect on that and see if you can possibly change it so you can have a little bit more friends and more interactions with other people. Because
if you don't feel that way around your friends, then you really need to think about the type of friends you have around you.
Yeah, but not just that. Like, I have been that grumpy person.
Ooh.
That like doesn't want to go.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to go and be there and then just give everybody else my nasty vibe.
And then you go and you're like, I love it.
And then my whole mindset changes because it's not that I'm pretending to not remember all of my issues. Yeah. It's like a void in that moment.
It is. It's because they don't bring that out in you. They bring out that happiness, that just like pure fun and, just carefree living. You're in the moment. You're with your friends. I've definitely experienced that a lot, actually.
Yes. And then a part of it as well is like you think that you only need your significant other for everything that you do.
No, you don't.
And you don't.
And that's really growth when you realize that. Yes. Like, it's okay to be up each other's asses. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. You
guys have fun together. Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
But who are you without him?
Yeah.
And that's something that's very important. Yeah. Like, who are you without your kids? Who are you without your spouse?
He's gonna love you more when you find that out too.
Yeah. Because you're become a better person.
Yeah, that's who I'm with. Yeah. Like right there and then. Yeah. So just reflect on that. Go to sleep on it. If you don't want to, that's okay too. Right. I'm just sharing the things that have helped me and the knowledge that I've received from, my researching and just kind of listening to different even podcasts. Like at that, it's kind of just a reflection on life. And if you don't ever reflect on it, then you don't even know what the hell you're doing here.
And you know what? This probably might even like pertain just to moms. This is like literally just everybody in general. And that's very important. If you are that person who feels like you're closed off, you're alone, you're doing nothing, reach out.
You have to think that we don't live in such a big world to always be alone.
Exactly.
We do not live in such a big world to just keep a small circle. You have to go out there, speak to different people.
Experience. Spread your wings. So big. It's so good to experience a lot. You don't want to be, like grown and old and just sit there and just regret. I should have done that.
Yeah, on top of regret, on top of regret. Yeah.
I missed out on this. Why did you miss out on that? Because of my mind?
Because you probably already think that you've missed out on something. Yeah. Because I do. I felt like I've missed out on something in the past. You haven't. But now, like, looking forward, it's like, all right, I'm not going to miss out on anything else.
Like, we're already making plans to do things, and it's like, we're going to do it. Yeah. And, just all about manifesting. But don't let your mind hold you back.
Don't. And that's usually what does.
It is. It is.
Just allow yourself to recognize who you are and dale gas.
Ay, punto de las pilas.
Dale gas.
De las pilas.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're supposed to like cut this a long time ago, but I just can't stop talking because I love you guys so
happiness. It's just so much happiness going on everywhere.
She's gonna come to the happy side. Van a ver. Anyway, let's end it. Thanks you guys so much for listening.
Yeah. Tune in next week. We'll see what we have for you. And also, there's gonna probably be like other videos coming out. Just like know that's gonna be for fun. Like April and I like literally like just like talking shit. Like so you'll probably get that shit talking and like really see what kind of goes through our minds.
Oh my gosh. Which ones?
There's a lot.
I'm scared. I've been doing a lot of bloopers these days.
They really are bloopers because it's kind of like we don't want a whole full like segment on it.
Right. It's just like here and there. Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
You're gonna get little snippets of the like shit
our
talking.
conversations and kind of like where it led.
Yeah. So hopefully you really get to know us that way.
Yes. And just to remind you, we're not professionals.
No PhD.
Yes, please seek a professional if you are advised to seek one.
Yeah.
And at the same time, do not take what we are saying and twisting it with maybe any information that you are receiving from a professional.
Yeah, please follow, if you do have the professional, please follow their steps. Not everything we say has to be taken so serious, but we hope it does help to a certain extent. Just really seek that professional help, and that's what we want to reiterate is get help.
Please do.
Yeah.
All right. And from now,
bless up. Bye.